Hello everybody, my name is Mitchell Augustin, and today I just wanted to take a few minutes to do a quick demonstration of Spiral, the notebook application I've been developing for the past few months. So basically, Spiral is a free-form note-taking application that lets you write down all of your notes in a format similar to that of a Spiral notebook. So essentially everything is divided by notebooks, sections, and pages in exactly the same manner that you would expect. And within those pages you can place text and pictures and other document elements wherever you'd like, as opposed to being restricted to the more linear format of most standard word processors and text editors. So I'll go ahead and go over how to install Spiral first. So basically all you have to do is go to mitchellaugustin.com/spiral, where you'll be presented with this page. And if you want to take a look around this site, it also has some information, a little bit more in-depth description on what Spiral is, as well as a manual on how to use certain features of Spiral. I won't be going into that page here just because the video kind of covers a lot of the same ground. But the most important thing you need to know here is that you can download Spiral from the Downloads page, which contains both Linux and Windows binaries. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to install the Linux version. Windows version is pretty much the same process, except you click this, obviously. But when you click the Linux download, you'll be presented with this tarball. And then when you open that up, you'll see the actual installation folder that you can just extract to wherever you want to store Spiral. I personally just keep it in my home directory, but you can put it wherever you want. It doesn't really matter. You will need to install these Qt dependencies. It's really easy. Just install it with your package manager. I use Pacman with the AUR, so it's quite a simple process. But as long as you have those installed and you've got Spiral extracted to some directory on your drive where those binaries are accessible, you should be perfectly good to go. Also, if you'd like it to show up in your menu, like I have right here, you can run this install script, which it's a really basic script that just, creates an application icon and then throws it into your application directory. It works on most systems I've tested it on, but some desktop environments have their applications directory in a weird place, so if it doesn't work, you may have to create the application icon and move it manually. But there's guides for how to do that on Google if you can't figure it out from the script alone. But since I already have it installed, I'm not going to actually run that script on here, and I'm just going to go ahead and open it up from my applications menu. So you'll have to click resume session. All that does is just opens up whichever notebooks you had open prior to closing Spiral. And Spiral does autosave all of your notebooks by default, so you don't have to worry about losing your progress if you wrote something down and then forgot to press Control S. Although if you are the type of person that prefers to Control S everything and have no autosave, autosave can be disabled by just going to the Tools menu and clicking that, although I don't recommend it. So here, when you first launch Spiral, you'll be presented with the demo notebook. And as you can see, it just kind of has a little basic tutorial style overview on the kind of features that Spiral offers, text boxes, how to resize text boxes, all that good stuff here. But you'll see here we have the Notebooks browser. I believe I mentioned earlier that Spiral has all of its notebooks divided into sections, which are then subdivided into pages, which you can see up here. So currently I only have the demo notebook open, and that notebook contains these two sections, which these are actually identical. I just wrote one in a dark font in case for some reason light mode desktop environments wanted to show this as white text instead of black text. But it actually ended up working fine even without that extra notebook. But anyway, that's beside the point. So what I want to really demonstrate here is how to add new notebooks, sections, and pages. So it's really simple. All you have to do, let's say you want to create a notebook for your next semester of classes, right? So all you have to do is go to New Notebook, I'll just drop it on my home directory and call it school.snb. Name it school within the program. And as you can see, it's created a school notebook, a new section, and a new page. Now, I do want to really quickly go on a quick side note here. If I open up school.snb in a regular text editor, as you can see, it's just a very simple JSON file structure. So if something were to ever go wrong and this file got corrupted for some reason, because you were editing it outside of Spiral or something like that, it's very easy to fix if you're familiar with how to manipulate JSON information. Again, that shouldn't happen if you're not messing with the file outside of Spiral, but stranger things have occurred, so I just thought I'd point it out in case it is relevant for any future users of this program. But anyway, back to the actual notebook. I'm going to go ahead and rename this, I don't know, let's say I've got a class called CS182. That was a class I took last semester. And CS182 should have like some sort of overview page, right? Oops. And in this overview page, I'm going to go ahead and put a text box just by clicking that just has sort of like some information on the class structure. So let's just call this class information. I'm just going to go up here and let's just make it a heading 1. Maybe make that size a little bit larger. And as you can see, at this point, like these types of editing features just behave like any other text editor would, with a regular, formatting bar up here. Oops. And you can kind of just like type whatever you want in here. It just, is just regular HTML formatting, so it's nothing special. But it has most of the formatting tools you would want in this type of application. Another thing that's nice, as you can see, I can just kind of click to add text boxes wherever I want. So if I want to have like, my class information thing here, and then like, I don't know, maybe a picture of like what my final project might look like over here, you could do that. It's really just kind of however you want to format it. And then if you want to resize this text box, all you have to do is go up here and click around on these little resizer arrows, move it around if you want to reposition it. It's pretty basic. And then if you want to delete these text boxes, just clear the text out of them and they should remove automatically. So with this, I'll go ahead and add, another section by going to new section. Let's call this one MA 261. That was my calculus course from last semester. And, I could do the same thing up here. You get the idea. I'm not going to go create a whole section of notebooks. But I will show, let's say you have an extra page that you didn't mean to create. Very simple to delete. Just delete it like that. A lot of these tools are kind of just, intuitive, like you would expect from most other software programs. Let's see. I do want to go ahead and actually point out a real notebook that I've been using for a while for my own personal projects. So I'm just going to go ahead and open that up right over here. So as you can see, this is like my work notebook, right? So this is where I keep all of my personal projects. And ultimately, the reason that I created this program was because, I based all of my my workflow back when I ran Windows primarily around a OneNote notebook. And there's not really a good OneNote alternative on Linux, so I decided to just kind of write one for myself. So that's essentially what this is. So as you can see, I have it subdivided into the 3 main projects that I've kind of been focusing on for the past few years. So I'll just demo the Spiral section which, as you can see, has all of these pages on different subtopics of Spiral's development process. So as you can see, I've got, in this one, there's a few different boxes that I can move around, just kind of containing, a brief rundown of the features that I needed to implement before releasing Spiral. And then I've got some other subtopics that, as you can see, contain more, nice looking formatting and images that are integrated directly into the document. Other things like that that are kind of nice. And then if I wanted to add a page, let's say I don't know, gonna make an Android version, I could have a separate page on that and just sort of like, format that however I want. I'll go ahead and delete that though, because I'm probably not going to do that. Another thing I should probably mention is, like most word processors, Spiral has a find tool, so if you have like a specific query you want to search for, it's really easy to find it. Let's say I just want to find the word Spiral. All you have to do is, type it into the find box with Control F and then press enter until you find what you're looking for. And that'll search through all of your open notebooks at any given time. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope if you're a fan of this type of note-taking format that you give Spiral a try. I've been using it for a little while now, probably a few months, as my primary note-taking application, and I haven't noticed any major bugs with it. But if you do notice any bugs after trying to use Spiral, feel free to report it to the Spiral issues page that I have linked here. And you can also find that within the contribute tab of Spiral's actual application. It just links to this page. And yeah, I hope you all decide to give it a shot, and let me know what you think in the comments or at my email address, and I'll try to get back to you if I need to. Right.